Good day, students. Welcome to this JSS 1 Basic Technology lesson on lines in technical drawing. A technical drawing communicates exactly through the language of lines, and different lines mean different things. A thick continuous line means the visible edge of an object, a thin dashed line means a hidden edge, a chain line marks a center or cutting plane. Understanding these standard line conventions is fundamental to reading and producing any technical drawing. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify and name the standard types of lines used in technical drawing, state the purpose and application of each line type, apply correct line thickness and style in drawings, and draw lines accurately at standard angles using set squares and T-square. Let us begin. Why standardized lines? Technical drawings follow international standards, ISO/BECE standards. Anyone trained in technical drawing worldwide can read the same drawing because the same line conventions apply everywhere. Types of lines in technical drawing. 1. Continuous thick line, outlines/visible lines. Thick, unbroken, solid line. Used to show all visible edges and outlines of the object. This is the most prominent line in a drawing, it shows what you can see of the object. Pencil grade, HB or B, line weight, approximately 0.5 to 0.7 mm, thick. 2. Continuous thin line, construction/dimension lines. Thin, unbroken, solid line. Uses, dimension lines, with arrows showing measurements, extension lines, extending from the object to where the dimension is written, hatching/section lines, diagonal lines showing a cut surface, center lines when they are short straight line segments in some conventions, leader lines, pointing to a feature being labeled. Pencil grade, 2H or H, line weight, approximately 0.25 mm, thin. 3. Dashed line, hidden detail lines. Short dashes at regular intervals, thin. Used to show edges or surfaces that are hidden from view, behind or inside the object but that still exist. Hidden lines allow a viewer to understand the full 3D shape from a 2D view. Example, the hole at the back of a block, invisible from the front view, is shown by a dashed line in the front view. 4. Chain line, center lines/datum lines. Alternating long dashes and short dashes, long short long pattern, thin. Uses, shows the axis of symmetry of a symmetrical object, shows the center of a circle or cylinder, marks a fold line, indicates a cutting plane. Center lines extend slightly beyond the outline of the object they pass through. Every circle in a technical drawing must have two center lines, horizontal and vertical, crossing at the center. Additional line types. 5. Chain thick line, cutting plane line, chain line but with thick ends, indicates where a section cut is taken through an object, marking where the object has been sliced to reveal an interior view. 6. Short zigzag or irregular line, break line used when a long object is shown shortened or broken, indicates that the actual object is longer than what is drawn. 2 types. Long break, freehand wavy line for shaft/rectangular objects, short break, a jagged line for small cylindrical objects. 7. Phantom line, a chain thin line with double short dashes shows the alternative position of a moving part, adjacent parts not part of the main drawing. Less common at JSS level. Drawing lines at standard angles. Using T-square plus set squares. Horizontal lines, T-square alone. Vertical lines, 45 degrees or 60/30 degree set square with blade against the T-square. 45 degrees lines, 45 degree, 90 degree set square with hypotenuse as guide. 30 degrees or 60 degrees lines, 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree set square. 15 degrees or 75 degrees lines, combination of 45 degrees set square plus 30/60 degree set square. Line quality, important rules. Lines must have consistent weight, thickness throughout. Draw with smooth, confident strokes, not short sketchy marks. Keep the pencil at about 60 degrees to the paper surface, lean it slightly towards the direction of travel. Keep pencil points sharp, a sharp point produces fine, accurate lines. A blunt pencil produces smudged, inaccurate lines. Dashes must be of uniform length and uniform spacing. Practice is required. Construction lines should be so light they are almost invisible. Visible outlines must be the darkest, thickest lines on the drawing. Lettering in technical drawing. Letters and numbers in technical drawings must be clear, upright, and uniform. Use single-stroke lettering, no serifs, simple strokes. Standard height for general notes, 3 mm or 5 mm. Use capital letters for all labels, dimensions, and titles in engineering drawing. Do not mix upper and lowercase, except in some modern CAD conventions. Numbers, use clear, unambiguous Arabic numerals, not decorative fonts. 3 examination questions. Question 1. Identify the type of line used in each case. A. The visible edge of a box drawn in orthographic view continuous thick line. B. The edge of a hole that is on the far side of the object, hidden, dashed line, hidden detail line. C. The axis of a circle/cylinder chain line, center line. D. A measurement arrow and its dimension continuous thin line, dimension/extension line. E. A diagonal line filling a cross-section to show a cut surface continuous thin line, hatching/section line. Question 2. Draw a 70 mm horizontal line, then from its midpoint draw a vertical line of 50 mm, label both with dimensions. Step-by-step instruction, use T-square for horizontal line, measure 70 mm with steel rule, mark midpoint at 35 mm, use set square plus T-square for vertical line at the midpoint, extend 25 mm above and 25 mm below to give 50 mm total vertical length, add dimension lines with arrows and write 70 and 50 against the lines. Question 3. Why is it important to draw center lines on every circle in a technical drawing? Center lines show the exact center of the circle, which is essential for A. Dimensioning the drawing, diameters and radii are measured from slash to the center. B. Showing symmetry. A center line signals that the left side mirrors the right side. C. Alignment. When assembling parts, components are aligned by their center lines. D. International standard. All technical drawings worldwide use center lines on circles. Omitting them suggests incompleteness or non-conformance to standard. 3 common mistakes. Mistake 1. Drawing hidden lines the same thickness as visible outlines. Visible outlines are thick continuous lines, the most prominent on the drawing. Hidden lines are thin dashed lines. Mixing up the weights means the reader cannot tell which edges are visible and which are hidden. Always use correct weights, thick for visible, thin for hidden. Mistake 2. Omitting center lines from circles. Every circle in a technical drawing must have 2 center lines, horizontal and vertical chain lines crossing at the center. Examiners will deduct marks for missing center lines. Mistake 3. Drawing construction lines too dark. Construction lines should be so faint they can barely be seen, they guide the drawing but should not be visible in the final product. If construction lines are as dark as outlines, the drawing looks messy and confused. Use 2H or 3H pencil and apply very light pressure for guidelines. Summary. Lines are the language of technical drawing, each type has a specific meaning. Continuous thick, HB/B visible outlines and edges. Continuous thin, 2H/H dimension lines, extension lines, hatching, center lines, short. Dash thin, hidden edges, not visible from this direction. Chain thin, alternating long short dashes center lines of circles/cylinders, axis of symmetry. Break lines, show that object is longer than drawn. Rules, consistent line weight, sharp pencil, confident strokes, construction lines barely visible. Lettering, capital letters, upright, uniform, clear. Center lines must appear on all circles. For homework, A. Draw and label all 5 main line types. B. Draw a rectangle 80 mm times 50 mm with correct outlines, and add a circle of radius 15 mm at its center with center lines. C. State what a dashed line means in a technical drawing. Attempt a quiz on your LMS. Every line tells a story. Draw with precision. Visit Litech Academy at academy.litech.com.ng. Until next time.